United States Army Air Defense Artillery is continually vigilant, standing ready to defend the homeland against air and missile attack, provide air and missile defense coverage for our deployed forces and critical assets around the globe, and assure access by providing both air and missile defense capabilities to the combatant commanders.
The Army AIAMD force continues to evolve and transform as the Army adapts to meet the nation's security needs. The Air Defense Artillery Force will be completely integrated with the Army and Joint Force through a networked mission command architecture. Attaining a networked mission command-capable force will allow commanders to defeat the full range of air and missile threats, allowing the Army to win our nation's wars. This begins at the United States Army Air Defense Artillery School, Fires Center of Excellence at Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Every Army Air Defense officer, warrant officer, and soldier begins their career as a student of the ADA Schoolhouse. The ADA Schoolhouse not only trains U.S. Army air defenders, but also allied air defenders in order to build partner capacity and strengthening military ties to our global partners. The Air Defense Artillery maintains a wide array of forward deployed and forward stationed forces that, together with the U.S. Air Force, U.S. Navy, and other governmental agencies, stands watch 24/7, defending the United States homeland, the territory of U.S. allies, and the Joint Force.
Our Army Air and Missile Defense Commands provide theater-level oversight for this forward ADA capability and routinely conduct theater security operations aimed at strengthening U.S. military relationships with partner nations and promoting regional security.
The AAMDC commanders integrate the ADA capability with the Joint and Allied Force in support of Phase Zero operations in multiple regions around the globe.
Recurring exercises are conducted on a recurring basis with partner nations.
Good morning. This is Channel 1 Special Report. Enemy forces have just invaded the islands in the Allied territory. Now to the field where our correspondent is live.
The belligerent state has deployed its military forces to the disputed islands, which they have traditionally claimed as their territory. Missile units have arrived, and the country has threatened a massive strike if any foreign attempt to infringe on their territory is made.
Breaking news. The Secretary of Defense has designated the Army's 10th Corps to form Joint Task Force Alpha. The Joint Task Force was created to ensure the security of allies in the region, preserve their territorial integrity, and restore peace and stability in the Pacific region. Our own 38th ADA Brigade from Fort Sill is scheduled to deploy to the region and provide additional air and missile defense capabilities to the Joint Task Force.
The 38th ADA Brigade deploys in support of Joint Task Force Alpha in order to neutralize air and missile threats to the forward deployed Commander's Defended Asset List. On order, provide mobile air and missile defense for maneuver forces, and establish a robust airspace control network for the Land Component Commander.
The President announces that the hostile nation has successfully developed a nuclear capability and can deploy that capability on ballistic missiles. He has stated that if the United States and her allies continue this unlawful aggression, he will be forced to use every means to repel the attack and defend his country.
The Army's 38th Division has accepted the surrender of enemy's elite guard and now have a clear road to the capital.